You mentioned earlier that there's some benefits to buying as a first-time home buyer right now. That's a question we get a lot. So there are benefits if you're buying the first time.
Yeah. So one is a low down payment option. The interest rates are at historical lows, right? I've heard family and friends tell me that when they bought their first house, the rates were between 12 and 13%. So, when I bought my first house, it was a house in Burbank, right? The rate was 7.5%. And I thought I was getting an amazing deal. Rates now are, anywhere from 2.75% up to 5%. So you guys would be surprised what even half to 1% of the loan in an interest rate, how much of a difference it makes over the course of your loan. So, I know there are a lot of things going on right now, but it's definitely a good time to kind of explore interest rates and payments now. And once things kind of settle down and you're comfortable, it might be a good time to look at buying a property because, guys, think about it. When you're renting a property, you're paying 100% interest, essentially, right? If you think about it, because all that money that you're paying is going to your landlord and it's not paying anything down, right? When you're buying a house right now, if you can buy with 2, 3, 4%, that definitely beats paying an 100% interest rate.
Yeah, I mean, people often tell us, look, I don't want to get a house because I don't want to deal with property taxes and I don't want to deal with fixing the roof and I don't want to deal with paying a mortgage. But it's funny because you say that because you already are. You're paying for your landlord's property taxes and your landlord's mortgage and your landlord's roof. So you might as well be paying for your own. I mean, we've sold dirt in LA for $1.5 million, like $1.5 million just for the dirt for them to tear it down. So it's an amazing opportunity being where we are here in Los Angeles.
And keep in mind one thing about that, right? Like one of my favorite stories, I helped my best friend since we were 3 years old buy his house several years back. He bought it for $350,000 in a neighborhood in San Diego. Since then, he's added 2 additions to the family and he needed a bigger house. So he sold that house for $545,000, almost $200,000 more 7 years after he bought the house. Took half of that money, put it down, put the other half in his bank account. So when you're buying a property, even if you don't think you're an investor, you're actually investing in real estate as well too. If the property values go up, you can either sell the property or you can do what I like to do, leverage the property, right? Pull some cash out and refinance and buy investment properties.
Exactly. That's something that Devin and I have been helping people with as well, is taking advantage of that leverage. And it's a huge, huge benefit to being a homeowner. Mm-hmm. You were starting to say something.
When you said that investment property, I wanted to touch on, we kind of skipped over it, but some of these programs Darius was talking about earlier, you can use those FHA and conventional loans to buy up to 4 units. Do you want to expand on that, Darius, too?
Sure. So on FHA, okay, you have to live in the property. So let's just say you wanted to buy a 4-unit building. You have to occupy one of those units. You can only have one FHA loan at a time. That's the rule with FHA. With conventional, you can have as many conventional loans as you'd like, essentially, right? But you can, buy up to 4 units. As soon as it hits 5 units, it then becomes a commercial loan, guys. And with commercial loans, it's like 25 to 30% down. But if you're buying 1 to 4 units with a conventional loan, you can, or you don't have to live in the property, right? I've got friends who have bought with an FHA loan. They've lived in 1 unit and they're pretty much living in their building for free because the rest of the rents that are coming in from the other people occupying the other 3 units is covering the mortgage with the down payment that I put, right?
So yeah, it is possible in LA to buy a duplex, a triplex, or a 4-unit with as little as 3.5% down. Exactly. You have to find, there's limits on how much you can buy, which Darius talked about earlier for the FHA, but we have helped people do that in certain parts of town. And it's phenomenal. If you think about it, you're buying an investment property for 3.5% down, living there. Maybe a few years later, you refinance it and you move out and get a house, and then you have an income property.
Exactly. And that's just what Devin was talking about earlier, where you're having yourself and somebody else is paying for your property taxes, your roof if it breaks, any number of things. Like they're paying for all of it for you to live for free or close to it.
Thanks so much for checking out the video, you guys. If you're looking to take the first step to buy a house, the number one thing you can do is develop a team that you trust.
We have a network of incredible real estate agents all over the world, so shoot us a message and we can make that connection for you.